Today we're down at Cobb's Quay with Richard at Origin Yachts to have a look at this Princess 385 from 1984 Harmony. Now, unlike a lot of modern boats, it's a sub 40 footer boat that comes with shafts. So not your conventional outdrive legs at the back that we normally see, but propellers, good old fashioned propellers on a shaft through the P bracket, and you direction and steer the thrust from the propellers using the rudders. Very, very simple. There is not a lot to go wrong on this type of boat. You can see here with the anodes, so these are the things that are designed to corrode rather than the props and the shafts and brackets. There's a little skeg you can see just giving a little bit of direction in the wind. And there you go. So that is Harmony. Because it's a 1984 boat, it doesn't have the same sort of swim platform setup that you normally expect. But while we're at the back here, let's just have a quick look. These are the trim tabs. Whole boat's recently been anti-fouled, new anodes fitted all the way through. It's the starboard side. These are very much of an era, these boats, but what they do offer is phenomenal value for money. Much smaller swim platform than we're used to, or we would expect, but again, it is of an era. And then here's a little climb up. There with me while I climb aboard, through the middle section and into the cockpit. Now while we're here, let's just quickly turn around and look and see what we've got here. So here we have swim platform shower and a set of davits. So the idea is you winch here, drop the cables, drop down, and then you pick your dinghy up, winch it up until it's flush at the top with these davits, put it nice and tight, and then normally strap it off. So there you go. Full enclosed canopy for the aft cockpit, zip out section so you can get around the decks, big sensible cleats for a boat of this size. It's been re-cushioned throughout, so all the internal and outer external cushions have all been replaced, as you can see here. Large, very large lazarette in here on gas struts, which is really nice. And over on the side there you can see the generator. Out the back there, and that little red cover is one of the batteries. But generally speaking, an awful lot of storage. This whole area is an empty void for you to fill as you like. And around the back here, look, in here, fuel tanks, stainless steel, which is always good. Let's drop that back down. But while we're outside, and whilst it's currently not raining, let's go and have a look on the flybridge. And again, 1984 boat, so it has the conventional ladder access to the flybridge. There's a little hatch here, as you can see, so when you're in the aft cockpit, you can cover that off to stop the rain coming in. A few steps up, nice grab handles here, look. Takes us up onto the flybridge. And just to mention before I forget, actually the flybridge does come with a bimini, because it's a bit windy this time of year. It's been taken off and stored backwards. Omnidirectional TV aerial. Boat comes with Raymarine radar, the nav lights at the back there, forward direction standard horizon speaker, and that I would imagine is probably a GPS aerial. And this funny little chap here is a radar deflector. So now you can see the door here, so that just closes down, obviously stop people falling down when you're up here. As mentioned, brand new cushions right the way through, including the helm seat. This is quite neat, it's the helm seat, so you can actually pop it that way, sit down and face everybody when you're dining or just chatting or chilling. If you're not and you want to steer the boat, you can pop it forwards, sit yourself down here, where you've then got all of the usual controls. So speed and log, brand new Raymarine hybrid touch, radar and plotter. Under there is your conventional compass. Trim tabs, there's a searchlight, helm indicator. So what that does is it tells you, those rudders, those blue things we looked at, tells you which way they're pointing. So when you're manoeuvring, you can get an idea of which way the boat's going to go when you apply thrust. It's a twin engined boat, so 2 RPM controls and 2 throttle controls. Stand up and have a quick look forward. The one thing with these flybridge boats is you get phenomenal visibility. So if you're at the throttles steering, which you'd normally do with just the throttles, if you're close quarter manoeuvring, obviously quite easily you can see the entire front of the boat One step to the side, you can see the side of the boat, and a quick look behind, you can see the stern of the boat. And if you want to see the entire back of the boat, you can step back, and there you go. So lovely little flybridge. All of the seat covers, as I mentioned, are brand new, and they've also got brand new covers that go over all of the seats, or sorry, the helm seat, not the side seats, and this entire section here is covered as well. I'll drop in a picture when I've finished. Cup holders, as you'd expect, VHF aerial here, and let's go and have a look inside. So here we go, we're back in the saloon cockpit. Large double sliding aluminium doors, slide way across. You'll have one open, both of them open, and you're in a C where you can actually lock them into place so they don't slide backwards and forwards. This is the saloon. Again, you can see everything's been recovered. So all of the cushions have been recovered, all of the backrests have been recovered in like a medium brown vinyl. Looks leatherette look to it. The table in the centre here is multiple heights, so you can have it at dining table height. You can extend the size of it, the width of it, with the leaves out, and also it drops back down, slides into the corner here. Take the cushions from that side, and you can make yourself up another berth in here. So this is effectively, if you like, a 3 cabin or 2 cabin 6 berth cruiser. Really good headroom, plenty of headroom. A couple of steps forward, there's some storage in this cupboard down here. You have a TV plinth here. Over on the starboard side we have a helm bench seat. Just while we're here, we'll have a quick peek in here. So below here is all of your 240 AC DC controls and 12 volt, and your battery switch here. Helm seat again has been reupholstered. A couple of steps up, selection of instrumentation, radio, CD player there if you fancy one. New Ray Marine inserted in here, and there's a lot of original equipment. So all of the original switch gear, the original VHF radio, mic there, and the control unit for the VHF there. Selection of switches down here. A bit like upstairs, a selection of duplicated, so port engine, starboard engine for the engine controls, and then you have engine hours and log, and helm indicator, tanks, and engine hours on that one. And then over on this side, throttles, opening window, which is quite nice, so you can slide this window back and talk to your crew. Good old-fashioned Roberts autopilot up there. That big speaker we saw at the flybridge, you can talk to the crew who are on deck. Really good visibility forward, right the way through, and again right the way through to the back of the boat as well. This, in case you're wondering, is just a support to hold the centre of the flybridge up. A couple of steps down takes you back into the saloon. We'll twirl around and head into the galley. So this is what they would call a galley down layout. So 2 steps down takes you into this compact but surprisingly spacious galley. 4 burner hob there with a full oven and an extractor hood. 2 opening port lights so you can get really good ventilation. The window at the top here opens as well, so you can slide that window back, and the same on the helm station, and get good ventilation through here. Double sink, which is really nice. So one for washing, one for drying. And here you have storage for all your plates and cups and Tassimo coffee bits and pieces. More storage over this side, same below here. Good working space. And then down here we have the fridge, again, which is quite nice. It's a domestic fridge really, because it's got a really decent sized freezer compartment, so you can make some ice. And then, as you would expect, under here, bin, and another cupboard there for storage of bits and pieces. Because this boat's laid up, there was a lot of heating bits and pieces around, so just move that out of the way for a sec and have a quick look in this cupboard. There you go, more storage as well. I know people love to look in the cupboards. Pop that back. Now obviously this sometimes area here would be a dinette, which I suspect was an option at the time. But if we take a step forward and then one to the right, you can see that space that could sometimes be a dinette. In this case, the original owner chose it as a double berth, double cabin. Again, it's surprisingly spacious, really, really decent room between the beds. decent sized beds, lots of headroom, opening port lights, which is really nice. If I sit in here and look back like this, gives you an idea of the size of this cabin. And I'm actually sitting up here and I've got headroom in bed. Little wardrobe, I suspect, in there. Yeah, there you go, little wardrobe. Nothing behind the door. But what we do have on the other side here is the day heads. So effectively this is the single head for the boat. Conventional Jabsco pump loo. Shower that drains into the floor with the teak deck here. There's your shower controller. Separate taps, which is again of the era. Quite a nice moulded vanity unit here. Storage right the way along. Another one here. Opening port light, which is good for ventilation. And here you go, here's your shower head at the top here. Nice big mirror. Decent cabin, but only one door access, so it doesn't have the Jack and Jill access that we sometimes see. But what that does mean is in the fore cabin here, or the master, you're not struggling with a second door. So as you can see, it's a decent sized cabin, large bed, incredible amount of floor space as you come in. Really does not feel cramped at all. Good headroom. As always, escape hatch or ventilation with a blind. Additional ventilation on this side with the port light, and then the same on the starboard side there. Lovely little sort of vanity unit here with some drawers. Couple of cupboards underneath, little mirror. More vanity units over here. Sorry, not vanity units, cupboards. Large mirror at the head of the bed. Double wardrobe, 1 and 2 in there. Oh hello, surprise surprise, the reason it's not Jack and Jill is the master cabin has got its own heads. So 2 cabin, 2 head layout. That's really, really incredible. Exactly the same sort of moulded layout here. Shower unit, separate taps, storage in here, port light there, and then conventional, the old-fashioned shower head at the top. Mirror, illumination, and a similar self-draining pump out teak loo, teak floor, and shower curtain here, so you can stop the, effectively, the reason for the shower curtain is when you're showering to stop the water coming out at the bottom of the door into the cabin. So there you go. So that is a 3 cabin, 2 head layout Princess 385. Now normally we'd have a quick peek at the engines, but because they are under the floor here, and it means moving the table out and rolling the carpet back and lifting the floor sections out, which is the way you did it in the 80s, I'm going to drop in a picture of the engines along with the description of those engines, so that'll give you an idea of what she's about. So let's go and have a quick walk around the decks while we're here. Let's go this way, I think. So the nice thing is you can unzip the side, pop it out, and there we go. It's a nice grab rail up here. Surprisingly wide side decks, in fact wide enough, my snazzy shoes on today, wide enough to go foot to foot rather than having to shuffle along. The rail follows you all the way along, and then when the rail stops you've got the wire grab rail and another grab handle on the superstructure roof here. Decent 4-deck mounted anchor winch, and also you've got a rope winch as well, which is quite nice. Decent sized cleats, decent sized anchor, fender baskets so you can store all your fenders when you're going along. The only downside with having the fenders there sometimes is if you're at the helm, you can imagine they do nick a bit of your forward visibility. But massive, massive foredeck. Get the impression that you put a life raft down there by the look of things. So there you go. That is Princess 385. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, do please subscribe. It really does help us on the channel. And I'll leave you with a quick view of a very busy boatyard down at Cobbs Quay.